Hey, so I'm on chapter 53. Also, my beard's gone. Let's get that out of the way. Let's do some catching up. Number one, the vision. Well, it's a vision, yes, but it's also in the spiritual realm. So, is there a difference between the two? I don't know. But Dalinar and Navani see the human migration to Roshar, and the planet that the humans were originally from, that got destroyed by surges, is called Ashen. You burned it to the ground. Ashen? Just saying, little on the nose, maybe. Also, Navani referred to Hoid as like a homunculus. As someone who grew up on Full Metal Alchemist, I was like, what? And they said that Hoid is like personified power. Okay. And his face was melting? Okay. Doesn't sound like just a man to me. And then Adolin, when he took off his armor, he said that he felt like the armor didn't want to leave him, Now, I understand that, shard blades are spren, and, I guess shard plate are also, because the wind spren were, jumping a bunch of people, and they were shard plate as well. So I'm guessing there's also spren in Adolin's shard plate. But also, there's something here. I don't know if something's being set up, or if there's little hints that, maybe Adolin, could become a Radiant, perhaps? I don't know, but we'll get there in a second. Szeth as a kid. There's a spren talking to him in his head, which is interesting. Ooh, Szeth's family being ride or die for him is incredible. That is not something that I think I've seen so far in the Cosmere. Have I? Healthy ride or die family that's oh no, we're going with you. You're not doing this by yourself. Has that been done before? Because I was like, what? The fact that Szeth beat that dude to death with a rock, and then they're like, well, you've subtracted. Time to go. And his dad's like, we're all going. That's my son. I was like, oh, this is so nice. And also scares me so much because this is the Cosmere. But yeah, his dad and his mom and his sister are all going with him. Just incredible. His dad's standing on business. I love that. I also keep forgetting that, it's not just Dalinar and Navani in the spiritual realm. It's Dalinar, it's Navani, it's Shallan, it's Rlain, it's Renarin. It's dude, a whole batch of them went. And the Ghostbloods are there, and they're kind of watching. And where is Gavinor? Haven't seen him since we got here, and he's kind of a child, so, Radiant attacking Mraize was fantastic. And then Formless is back. Now, Formless is like Shallan's version of Gollum, I feel like. I've always been here, you thought you banished me, but I'm back, I was like, ooh. The Stormfather. I've about had it with him. I'll be honest, I am sick and tired of the Stormfather being like, no, I'm not going to help you at all. And then why did you bond him? Why are you doing any of this? And he's like, oh, you're like your brother. It's dude, you are the least helpful spren ever. This guy sucks. Truly, every time Dalinar's trying to do something or he just needs answers, he's like, nope, I'm just not going to tell you. I know the answers, but I'm just not going to tell you. I'm like, what? What is this? Because the Stormfather was the deity in the beginning of the Stormlight Archive. It's the Stormfather. And it's nah, he's just a butt, So much so that he told Dalinar, he's going to die there and he's going to roam around for eons. What the hell, dude? He's what's his face? The dude from Avatar. Zhao. That's in the pits of the forgotten. It's you want that for Dalinar, dude? Come on. Szeth's mom saving some of Molly's wool and giving it to Szeth. God, this family's the best. But also, again, that is terrifying because something really bad is going to happen to him and I don't want that. And whatever is in Szeth's head, coaching him, literally saying, just repeat after me. Say this, say this. I was like, Szeth is a child, and they've been watching him this whole time. What is that? Who is that? Why are they so invested in Szeth? Adolin training Yonaghan is adorable. Adorable. And he's like so excited to do Shard Play. He's like, oh no, you're going to need a lot more room. Like it's going to get pretty wild up in here. I don't know. It's just so nice. It's so nice. And then Kaladin, he's playing the flute and he likes it. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to have a good time over here. You're like, oh shit. Like this, him saying, I deserve peace. I deserve to be happy. I would never have guessed we would get here. It's like, yeah, by the end, if there's going to be like 10 Stormlight books, like on book 9, Kaladin, maybe, perhaps. I'm so glad we're here. I'm so glad that he has like accepted this. It was kind of a beautiful scene, Kaladin and Syl like dancing together, and she kept turning into like the woman version and then like the weapon version. It was like back and forth. Is there something else here? Just like, I've mentioned it in the past, like, is it possible for them to, like, bond, Because, I'm just saying, I don't see anybody else with their Spren doing this. I'm just saying. And then Yonaghan asks Adolin something that I have wondered myself. He asks why he isn't a Radiant. And Adolin essentially said, like, oh, well, I just don't like the oaths and stuff like that. But also, like, he says that, but he loves Maya, like, truly, and Maya's down with him. And also, I kind of mentioned this before, that before the battle in Aesir, where Adolin is, and they're, like, getting ready, I was like, this feels a lot like Helm's Deep. And I realized in this chapter that it feels double like Helm's Deep, because Maya's like, I'm gonna go get help. I'll see you later. Look to the west on the light of the 5th day. And then Maya shows up. It's like, is this like a real Helm's Deep thing? Like Maya's gonna come back with like all the Spren to be like, let's do this. But all of that said, I'm still not convinced that this is gonna work. Maybe I'm just beaten down, but the fact that Taravangian is Odium now genuinely makes me feel like there's nothing we can do to win. It's like, he's gonna think of everything. And the Stormfather is over here being an asshole, not helping anyone. It's like, dude, Dalinar's hands are already tied because he doesn't really know all of his powers. The Stormfather is not being helpful. It's like, what chance do we stand against this, It just... I mean, I hope we win. That's what I want, but I'm just not seeing it. And I am like, I guess I'm not even halfway. So that makes a little more sense. Never mind what I just said. But also, still, I don't know how we're going to beat this guy, but I guess we're going to find out.